So it is Tuesday, the 12th of December, and I'm out walking with the dogs. So this is the motivation section that was meant to be in conjunction with the fitness video from yesterday, but I got bogged down with other things. So no particular reason, but there we go. So today is the anniversary of my father's birthday, December 5th. He was born in 1925, so I'm really old, but he's like, or would have been, monumentally old, but there we go. One motivation thing that has really been on my mind, amazingly, with Life Church, some of the management group were reading a devotional called Judgmental and Hypocritical Christians, and there's usually a YouTube video, sort of a 2-minute meditation type thing from a guy named Jared, Pastor Jared. I would like to find out more about him, but anyway, one of the things he was talking about yesterday was truth and grace. And one of the things he said was that if I just give you truth, which in most cases isn't going to be a very happy experience, it's all, I'm telling you that I'm better than you. But if I do truth and grace, then I'm telling you truth, but I'm talking about the grace of how to fix that truth. And that has completely changed my whole view on this concept of truth and grace, because I've grown up with, ironically, my father's birthday today, with Ray Allen, who was Mr. Truth. And 100% truth, 0% grace. 100% I'm right, you're wrong, 0% anything else. So that is an absolutely motivating factor for me. So just one quick motivation thought for this Friday, the 7th of December. I ran yesterday, so but I wasn't able to take the time to record any thoughts. Motivation-wise, one really big thing that's been on us, because I'm working with a whole team of people now, and that was a 10-minute video from Stephen Furtick, the guy who runs the Elevation Church in North Carolina. Anyway, I'll stick the 10-minute video on here from YouTube with the blog, because it's so good. But essentially makes one very simple point. There's what happens to you, and then second, there's what you do with what happens to you. And the what happens, might be important, might not be. But what you do with what happens to you, now that is the important issue. So have a great weekend, everybody, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. So it is Monday, 10th of December. Let me talk a little bit about motivation for this week, because there are some great things going on. First, motivation-wise, I went to my very first virtual Christmas party on Saturday night with all the leadership staff from Life Church. And it was extraordinary. You think it's just not possible over the net, but it is. And we had a really good time. But motivation-wise, one of the most important things is that we're in this series on traveling light and getting rid of stuff. Oh, what a great thing this is. And the more I get rid of, the happier I am. So get rid of some stuff this week and have a great day. So this is the motivation post for Wednesday, the 12th of December. As you can see, we are out and about. And I managed to get the day straight, so there we go. Anyway, motivation-wise, I have been absolutely thriving on this meditation app called Encounter. Meditation is like so good it's not true, but when you do it to a more structured way than I've been able to find so far, it's really, really good. Anyway, keep motivated, get out there and make it work today. So this is the motivation report for Tuesday, the 18th of December. Just a few more days and we're off to the U.S. Motivation-wise, been dealing with a really, really important issue. And this is for Christians, so if you're not one of the born-again Christians, then this probably isn't really going to be interesting for you. However, it seems that I've been going through with my friend Ben Davis this whole book by a guy named Oswald Chambers, a pretty old guy, actually. I think he's actually dead. But it's a whole thing about prayer. It's a 30-day thing. But we see all these scriptures in the New Testament, knock and it'll open, ask and you'll find, and that God does answer all prayers. The interesting thing is he actually does answer all prayers, but not sometimes what we want. And it seems that Christians get wrapped around the axle with, well, God didn't answer my prayer. Actually did answer your prayer, but you were too pathetic to do something about it. So it seems that in the growth of Christians and their Christian experience, the whole issue of being able to pivot past understanding the actual answers that God's actually giving to you is a pretty big issue. So we'll probably see you one more time before we go to America, and hopefully we'll speak to you then. Have a great time preparing for Christmas. So this is the motivation report for Thursday, 27th of December, 2 days after Christmas. Great Christmas, as I said before. Two things motivation-wise that are really pushing me forward. One is a book called The Power of Moments. It was a book that Craig Groeschel interviewed the authors of on his leadership podcast last week. Unbelievably good book. And it is exactly what it says, the power of moments and how to find those moments and harness those moments. Absolutely fantastic. Second thing that I'm really I'm delving into big time while I'm here is moving away from setting these big, huge, long-term goals and working on something called the stepping stone method. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that, but the stepping stone method, very, very interesting phenomenon. So this is the motivation report for Saturday, the 29th of December. Loads of really, really great things going on, but I think I'm stumbling onto something that's really important. This idea of goal setting that I've so much focused on most of my 64 years. I think maybe I've made a huge mistake because the one thing about setting goals and going after them is you become so tunnel visioned that you forget everything else. And I've been trying to find out more, but I'm sort of stumbling along my own way on this whole stepping stone idea of taking a look at what's right in front of you and see where that leads, and see where that leads, and see where that leads. So that and combining that with understanding a little bit about pivot points and how to pivot from one thing to another. But a lot of great stuff going on. So have an awesome weekend, and it'll soon be the end of the year.